Well, Sanae Takaichi has led her Liberal Democratic Party to a historic landslide win after the weekend general election. The LDP has secured more than two-thirds of the 465 seats in Japan's parliament. So how did Japan's first female Prime Minister orchestrate this huge win? Dr. Jeffrey Hall is a lecturer in Japanese studies at Kanda University of International Studies and joins me now from Tokyo. Good to have you with us back on the show, Jeff. Massive win for the LDP, historic two-thirds majority. What's behind this success for Prime Minister Takaichi and the LDP?
Well, Girish, this is a very huge personal success for Takaichi. She basically made this entire election a mandate on her leadership. She told the voters, if you want me to be prime minister and continue on, you have to vote for the LDP. And so that became the main issue rather than all the various other issues of policy. And it turned out that voters really did like her a lot. And the LDP almost swept the entire country, taking whole prefectures, every district in each prefecture, in several major prefectures for the first time in history. So this is a major achievement for Takaichi to gain power for Japan's conservatives.
So how does this mandate then reflect on Takaichi's leadership in this really short term, and what she has been focusing on her campaign?
Her primary achievements so far in just the few months she's been in office have been in the foreign policy field, where she has projected this aura of a leader who is confident, friendly, and gets along with leaders like Donald Trump, like Meloni, with Prime Minister Starmer. And in all these meetings, she is smiling, she's hugging people. And this is very different from the typical Japanese prime minister, who is rather dull on the diplomatic stage. And so voters have get the sense that she's sort of representing a change for Japan. Even though they may not be able to explain her policies very well, there is this approval of her that's over 60% among voters, even higher among younger voters.
Yeah, not to mention that drumming session with the South Korean leader. Now, Jeff, this election came in peak snow season. So did this weather have any part to play in the ultimate result?
There was a fear that turnout would be down because there was snow falling in much of Japan on the day of the election. And it turned out, though, that voter turnout was a little bit higher than the last election. Yes, there were probably various instances of polling places that were difficult to get to because of the heavy snow, especially in northern and western Japan. But overall, the snow doesn't seem to have stopped people from coming out and voting.
Yeah, I do wonder as well what China will make of this win, given Takaichi did anger Beijing by saying that Japan would take military action if China invades Taiwan.
Well, China has said today that they still expect her to retract that remark. But after this big election victory, I don't think she's going to do that. The voters have shown their approval of her foreign policy, so they really don't expect her to be weak on China. They expect her to maintain her strong position, and possibly she will try to avoid escalations with China, but she's not going to back down from what she's already said.
Yes, and we saw that on the stock markets, the Nikkei gaining 4%. That's quite the rally at the close today. Is that any indication of confidence that voters or the industry might have on Takaichi's economic policies?
It's definitely an expression of confidence. I would say mostly confidence in political stability. Now that the LDP has a two-thirds majority in the lower house, that makes governance much smoother, much easier to get budgets passed, to get laws passed. And so I think the market rising today is a reaction to political stability that was lacking since the 2024 election. Her own economic policies remain a bit up in the air. There's talk of tax cuts for the consumption tax, but we don't know if she's really going to cut the taxes or not. This big mandate might make her feel like she can, but there are forces within her party who will want her to be fiscally responsible.
Yes, and is there hope then in that vein that she could pull Japan out of its sluggish economic growth, and which has been the issue over the past couple of decades?
I think that this is a very difficult problem to solve. Japan's working age population is decreasing. The economy has not been very well. It isn't exactly growing. Japan is reluctant to accept foreign workers who might contribute to the economy, although they are increasing immigration. It's still an issue where it's going to be very hard for Takaichi to deliver concrete results in the short term that will make people feel like their lives are better and that costs are lower.
And finally, what now for the opposition? We have seen leaders from the centrist Reform Alliance, figures like Yoshihiko Noda, announcing they will resign.
Yes, it was a very dark day for their party. At first, it was believed that maybe they could, through electoral cooperation, be competitive, but Takaichi's popularity just wiped out their party. Politicians who'd had seats for decades were eliminated. So it will be a very tough road ahead for the opposition because they have basically no numerical strength in the lower house anymore. They don't even have enough members to introduce bills that would cost budget money. So this is a very serious situation for them where in the next election in 2028, they're going to have to explore some kind of option or at least hope that Takaichi's popularity somehow crashes out through scandals or something else, because right now they don't have much to offer that the voters seem to want.
Okay, Dr. Jeffrey Hall, always appreciate your analysis there from Tokyo. Thank you so much.
Thank you.